Good evening, this is Rob Wilson and welcome to the Euro-Dollar market preview for Wednesday the 2nd of May 2012. And going into tomorrow's market, I am a seller at 132.80 and I'm a buyer down at 132. If you want to know the method to my madness tomorrow, bear with me and we'll get into it. Okay, let's start off looking with today's action on the 15-minute chart. You can see that we trended up pretty strongly throughout overnight, essentially. And we got to the stage where we had a little bit of a pullback in London forenoon, and then we tested 132.80. We finally tagged that missed daily pivot. And significantly, we also rose above this descending resistance line that we marked off yesterday, just around about the ISM. The ISM announcement, it was about 10 o'clock Eastern this morning, we hit that, and boom, the first time we tagged it, and we immediately have a sell-off for about 80 pips. Very quick, very hard to get in on. But interestingly, since then, we've clawed our way back up to end the day pretty much where we started it at 132.50, and this is telling me the market really is very undecided about where to go next. And just looking at that on a higher time scale, I just want you to be aware of or note what's going on here. The first thing is that for the last 3 or 4 days, we've been in a nice trending channel to the upside. Okay, so the 1 hour trend certainly is bullish. Simple as that. We might be trading in a thin range, but for the last week and a half, we've been in this nice steady uptrend, and only now, when we meet this descending resistance, are we starting to stumble. But markets like to do what they have been doing, so it's going to take, I think, at least another test of this descending resistance for the market to give up and for this trend to reverse. Okay, so whilst we're still in a range from a short-term perspective, I am well aware of the fact that certainly there's a nice 4-hour uptrend. And when I look at that against the fact that the market didn't pull back to support today, that interests me. So coming down onto my trading chart for tomorrow, what does that tell me? Well, since we're in, a 1 hour uptrend, what it tells me is that until we can, if we don't manage to break through this rising support, sometime overnight or in early London, and I'm not saying we won't get down there, but you've got to think that we're going to have another go to the upside. But beyond that, really, I think the key message here is the only levels worth trading against are to the upside about 130, anywhere between 132.65 to 80, and to the downside 132. Again, they are the levels, and they're the only levels. Really, there's nothing else going on here. By the time we get through to tomorrow morning, this price action here will be well within an average daily range, even at the reduced ranges we've been trading recently. Something's going to happen here, and it may well be tomorrow. But in the meantime, these are the levels: 132 to the downside, and anywhere up to about 132.75, 132.80 to the upside. Now, when I say tomorrow could be to the day that we attempt another breakout, either to the north or south, this is the reason why. I mean, rarely do you see quite so much news figures being let loose on the market in one day. I mean, just look at that: 315, 330, 0400, 430, 0500, and then we get into North America: 0800, 815. 1000 and 1030. We've got FOMC members speaking tomorrow. We've got eco-finance ministers in Europe meeting all day. There's going to be prognostications and deliberations and all sorts being announced throughout the day. In the middle of that, at 8:15 EST, we've got the US non-farm employment change being released as well. So it just could be a very, very choppy day as all of this, all of this new, all of these figures hit the market. So what does a day trader make of all this? Well, the bottom line is we're still, from a short-term perspective, in this range, a range within this, fairly steady uptrend. And given the proximity of, the closening proximity, the tightening proximity of support and resistance, we do note that, we do have breakout potential here. Structure, well, as I said, resistance anywhere between 132.60 and 132.80 with support down at 132. We've got these news announcements ricocheting out into the market pretty much all day. So what is our plan? Well, as usual, no bias. Trade against well-defined support and resistance edges which are easily within the average daily range, even at the reduced levels we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. I'm expecting a choppy session, and I am prepared to switch quickly to trending mode if we do see a convicted breakout. Well, I hope that makes sense to you. If there's anything to say at 0300 EST, I'll be updating. If there isn't, I won't bother. It could well be quiet again overnight. And here we are again at 132.50. Funny old thing. I can't tell you which way it's going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if both support and resistance are tested tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a breakout. So get some kit. Trade very safe tomorrow. And if I've got anything to say, I'll update at 0300 EST. Wilson out.